Welcome to yourcollection.com. This is a demonstration of how to create a want. There's various ways of creating a want. I'm already logged in, as we can see, so we will look at the want list drop-down menu. This is the first way and probably the longest way of creating a want, so we'll add a want. And then we're taken to a form page. Title, heading of the want. Let's call it, I've already taken some images, so it's going to be Beatles, Royal Dalton, the words are there, Royal Dalton, Toby Jugs. And this one is actually Toby Jug. It's a John Lennon, John Sinclair, Toby Jug. Item description, I'll make it very brief. John Sinclair, Toby Jug, 1987. Nice and simple. Reference, that's anything you want to call it really. It's your reference, as you can see. Site generates a reference, but you may also create your own. So I'll choose this one, JL1. Buying status, you might create a want and you may not have the cash right now. It's a future want, it's an aspiration, it's something you want to see in your want list. One day you'll have it, so you might say not buying right now. On the other hand, you might say you are buying. And what you get to do now, everything has to be in US dollars because it keeps it simple on an international level. If you have your own currency and that happens to be Swedish krona, not everybody knows how many Swedish krona there are to the dollar or the pound or whatever, the euro, whatever currency it is. So we keep it international, we make it US dollars because generally everybody knows what that's worth. And you get to choose how much I should say you will pay. So mint as new, I'm going to pay $300. In excellent condition, I'll pay $200. And in very good condition I'll pay $150, but I don't want to buy it if it's less than that, so I ignore all the rest. And keywords, this is important because when you add keywords, this creates something called meta tags, which is what the search engines use to find your page. So if I was searching at Google and I wanted a John Sinclair Toby Jug, I would use the words John Sinclair in my search. So what the code will do, it will add that as what we call a meta tag. So I'm going to write John Sinclair, it's John Lennon, he was in the Beatles, it's a Royal Dalton item. I'm going to add all those keywords and they will go into the meta tags, and that means that anybody on the internet searching is able to find my want page. It might take a week, might take a couple of weeks to spider it and get it up there on the internet, but it'll find it. So we add some photos and we go to images, where we will find the images that I created of this particular Toby Jug, and I'll upload to images. Open that. They need to be less than 500k or they won't upload. So we start the upload. And that's it, we've created the page. So we submit. And it says your new want item created successfully. And there it is. It always lists the highest price you're willing to pay, US dollars, $300. So anybody coming to this site who does a search for wanted items and particularly types in that Toby Jug will see this want. But even more importantly, anybody on the internet who goes to any search engine who's looking to sell you that item can type it in and they'll see your page. So there it is, and there's some other examples I've put in where we've got not buying, etc. Right, another way to add a want, let's do a search. Now, if I do a search for Beatles, John Lennon, when I learn to type properly, and I do that search, And we come down. I've already uploaded one of these jugs. There it is. Under a different username, just as for demonstration purposes. And we look at the item, and if we come down we can see that there's a button, add to my want list. So if somebody's already got something on the site and you want one as well, you might not want to pay if they've got it for sale. I mean, this one's for sale at £300, you might not want to pay £200, or it might not be for sale at all. So we'll add it to my watch list. It asks if I'm sure. Yes, I want to add that to my watch list. New want item created with item details. Please insert condition and price. So what we're taken to now is a form page where we can change the description. We might not like the description that somebody else has used, and we do exactly the same thing. We've got the photos there, we can delete them, or we can add our own or add more, and we can change it to buying. And this time around I'm only willing to pay 200 and I want it mint as new. Submit, and that page is created. And there we go. Another way to create a want, the final way, is if you're a Premier member and you're paying for a membership package, you get the option of importing, viewing eBay lists. I might have one of these already in my watch list. And we look at our watch list. There's a separate video that shows how to do this, how to import items, so I won't go into that. This time round we'll pick something that's in my watch list. We'll look at this record and we'll add it to my want list. Of course, it's not my want list for eBay, it's my want list for this site, but I'm going to use all the information that's already there, that's been done by somebody else, and the photographs, and make my life much simpler. So that's getting added to the want list. And there it is, it's done it. So what we do now is we go to the want list, we view it, and there we see the item. It says not buying because we haven't edited it, and we press the edit button. And there we go, it's got all the information from the person at eBay. We can change all of that or any of that if we want to. The reference this time around, it's added the eBay reference so we can find it if we wanted to at eBay. It's got all the photographs. We might say, oh, there's too many, I don't want that one. We can delete them and it will refresh. There you go, it's refreshed, we've taken one out, and again we can say that we're buying, we want it in excellent condition only, we're not bothered about mint, we're going to pay $100, and we can add some keywords like Sgt. Pepper, Beatles, and we could say PMC because that's the abbreviation of the, well, not the abbreviation but the reference for the record. Can't remember the rest offhand. And we can submit. And that's the last version of producing a want list, or a want item I should say. And when we look at our want items, we can edit them, we can change from a buying status to a not buying status. We can delete them completely, and that is how to make a want list. What we can also do is add things to our watch list. So this is our watch list, and at the moment I've got very little in it. I've got a test item in which is in Japanese yen and some gobbledygook. What we do is, again, we do a search for Beatles items because that's what I'm using to test with, and let's try that again. It's taking me to advanced search because I pressed the wrong button. Let's do it in the advanced search. Here's all the Beatle items. Let's look at that one. This collector isn't selling at the moment, but I might want to put it in my watch list anyway because he might be selling one day, or I might just like it and I want it in my watch list. Press the button. Are we sure? Yes. Generally speaking, we put items in the watch list that we're interested in buying, but this is demonstration, so we've added it to the watch list. We get to view the collectors list if we want to, but we look at the watch list now, and there it is. There's the item in the watch list. We can remove it if we want to, but generally speaking, that's how the watch list works. We're looking at other people's items for our own reasons, but generally speaking, it's for purchase or future purchase reasons. Same as you'd do on eBay, you'd put it in your watch list. And that's it. That's wants and watched items. Thank you for looking.